But does everyone have a piece of paper? Okay, everybody hold it up. All the kids, everybody needs a paper. Everybody has one? Okay, now put it down. Now, no cheating. You must close your eyes. From this point on, there is no talking. You can't say, what did she say? How did you do that? You cannot talk, okay? Okay, close your eyes. I don't want to see anybody's eyes. And I want you to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Fold your paper. Fold it in half. Fold it one more time. Make a tear. Make another tear. No looking. No looking. You can't look. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. No peeking. That's right. Fold again. Tear a corner. Okay. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. I want you to, oh, look at mine. Oh, look how lovely my paper. I want to see your paper now. Oh, look at this. I've got a mask. Well, Sal doesn't have anything. Look at this. Oh, Alfredo, where are your eyes? Look, I have nice eyes. Look at that. What do we have over here? Oh, my goodness. We got 4 eyes over here. Well, now, you guys, okay, shh. Now, let's be quiet. You guys, I don't know. No, they're not similar. Nope, they're not similar. Oh, we have no eyes over here. Look at this. What happened? Come on, I told you guys what to do. We got one little eye, no, a couple eyes. Oh, Mary has an eye and a nose.
Mine are asleep.
Now, I told you what to do. How come it doesn't look like what I did?
We had our eyes closed.
Oh, okay, eyes closed. Stella couldn't see me. Her eyes were closed. Okay. Natalie?
Because none of us are all the same.
None are all the same. Okay, very good. Okay, what else?
We hear instructions differently.
You hear instructions differently. Okay, what else? What else? Carlos? Oh, are you telling me I gave bad instruction? I would agree with you. Yes, I would say I gave horrible instruction, didn't I?
We couldn't ask questions.
Oh, and you couldn't ask questions. You couldn't look. You couldn't ask questions. Horrible instructions. I really gave you lousy instructions, didn't I? Yeah, I really did. Yeah. Because if I had given really good instruction, if we had time and I gave you another piece of paper, and I said, take this piece of paper, and you know what I did? I cheated. I just said fold. I watched a lot of you because my eyes were open, and you folded it in half. I just folded it like this. See, I was kind of fooling you. But if I told you, take this piece of paper and fold it just like this, do you think you would have done that? Yeah? And then if I had told you to do, maybe fold it like this, and then tear off a 50-cent size or quarter-size piece of paper, guess what? It might have looked like mine over here. Look at this. See? But I didn't give you good instruction. Now, tonight we're talking about communication. What happens if you say to Lethy, Lethy, go clean your room. Lethy goes in there and says, looks pretty clean to me. But I think I'll put all my toys just underneath the bed, because then Grandma won't see it. Oh, throw them all under the bed. And all those dirty clothes, I think I'll just stuff those under the bed too. Yeah? Is her room clean? To her it is. Bad instruction, not giving good instruction. But if instead, here is how I want the bed made. I want the pillow put here. I want the clothes hung up in the closet, color coordinated by size, and shirts and pants and jackets all lined up. Do you think her closet would have looked like that? No, maybe not. But a better chance than go clean your room. What happens if the boss says, I want a report? Okay, well, what do you want to report on? I want to report on what you did today. Okay. Well, what time did I do it today? What did I do? I did 10 projects today. How long do you want it? Do you want it written? Do you want it in an oral report? Do you want a video report? Do you want me to bring up my cell phone and get a picture? It all depends on what you're told and what you're expected to do. If a child is in a classroom, do your homework and turn it in. What homework? Where do I turn it in? Do I turn it in to my friend here at the table? Do I turn it into the box that is set up that says homework and turn it in here? You must give good instruction. And if you don't give good instruction, why do none of your papers look like mine? First of all, you couldn't watch me. You couldn't see what I was doing, and I gave you horrible instruction. So I hope you'll remember this little exercise, that if you will give good instruction to kids, to fellow workers, to your spouses. If I told Doug, go to the grocery store, well, what's he supposed to get at the grocery store? What grocery store? Go buy a can of beans. What kind of beans? Black beans, pinto beans, green beans. What do you want? You've got to be specific. Where do you want them from? I want them frozen from Costco, and this is the brand that I want. Okay, is he going to come home with that? Yeah. But if you just give these arbitrary instructions, you're going to have your pieces of paper that look like this, okay? I'm going to ask one person to come up and get a stack of cups, and then I'm going to give you instruction. In the middle of your table, your next job is to work together as a team. Now, if you have done this before, I want you to just do what your team members tell you. In this exercise, you can work together. Your eyes are going to be open. You can look around and see what other people are doing. Your job as a team effort here is to build the tallest pyramid with the cups that you're given that will stand by itself. You can't stand at the top of the table and hold the stack of cups, okay? So your job is to build that pyramid as quickly as possible, and I am going to give you about 90 seconds. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. Go build your pyramid as quickly as possible. Give ideas here. How are you going to build it? You got two more. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay. Oh, good job. Okay. Really fast, guys. Hurry. You can't use salt. You can't, salt and pepper.
We don't need salt.
Yeah, you only can use the cups. You can't use the pencils either, but that was very creative. Well, you listen, but sorry. But for the exercise, it won't work if you do that.
Yes. Some of them had like Twix and
You're finished. Okay. Okay, and you guys are done back here. Okay, it's looking good, looking good. Oh yeah, get a picture, get a picture. Keep building, go. Oh, you guys, boy, you got a lot over here. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Help build. Go fast. Go real fast. Adults help with the kids. Okay.
They're really nice big babies.
Whoa, we got a good one over there. Okay.
Right.
Okay, time's up. Leave them where they are. Leave them where they are. Time is up. Now, how come yours doesn't look like that one over here?
Didn't have as many cups.
Oh, you didn't have as many cups. Now, how do you feel about that?
We did the best we could with what we had.
Oh, did the best they could with what they had. Okay, what else? How do you guys feel over there? Oh, pretty darn good. You got a lot of cups. Do you feel a little more superior than everybody else over here? But this is 8 high. Look at this over here. Whoa. Now, if we're going by what the highest one is, okay, we've got 8 high over here. No one got higher than 8. You got 8 over here too? You're 8? Oh, okay. So we got equal cups over here. How do you guys feel over here? Oh, you're kind of putting your hand out there. You're a little worried about it, huh? Okay. How do you guys feel over here? Good job? Yeah? Okay. Do you think that I kind of cheated some of you?
Yeah.
Oh, very emphatic. Yes, you got kind of cheated. Okay. Okay. Well, we are talking today about Search Institute, the 40 developmental assets. Okay? So, Marjorie, I'll let you put that up on the wall. And now I want to talk about something that I like to call wins of life. Now, here are some examples of wins of life. Lost a job, moving. Give me some more. I'm going to hide them for a second. What are some other? Ooh, public speaking. A lot of people. Biggest fear is public speaking. Okay, what else? Divorce. Okay, divorce is on here. Oh, death. Huge one, huge one. Okay, what else?
New job.
Mary just said new job. How about if you get fired from a job? Yeah. And divorce, but how about a wedding? A wedding is stressful, isn't it? It costs a fortune to get married. All the logistics and who are you going to invite and what are you going to wear? Having a baby. And you know, I put incarceration in caps because isn't that a huge wind of life? Could be. It could be, yes, it generally is. But okay, these are all wins of life. Some are good things, but they sway us, right? And we all have wins of life that go in our life all the time, don't they? Now, what do you think might happen if I want to come over here? Just give a little blow to this little pyramid over here. Okay, Henry, try. Okay, leave the cups where they are. Now, okay, that really got knocked over. Now, what do you think is going to happen over here? I think I better be the wind of life over here. Okay. Look what happened. You guys did a good job, but knocked him over. Even going around. Now I'm looking at your poor little wimpy cups over here. Those are looking pretty sad. But what do you think might happen over here with this group over here? It's a whole wall. It's a lot. Now I'm going to take, and I'm going to blow, so it's equal because I blew everybody. Now I wasn't going to do this, but we had wimpy blows going on here, so we have to have equal blows. Halfway, and look at all that are still left on the table. Now, some of the guys got kind of smart over here, and what were they doing? Blocking. I'm hearing that word blocking. If we could block those winds of life, what do you think might happen even if we don't have a lot of cups? Let's see what happens. Can you guys see if you can block me from blowing this over? Come on, as a team now, get your act together here. Whoa, this is going to be really tough over here. I don't know how we're going to do this one. Okay, I'm going from the top. What happened? Oh my gosh. Okay. They are left standing. Okay, now this is really, really important. I want you to take your placemat, and I want you to flip your placemat over. And I want you to look at what is called Search Institute's 40 developmental assets. Search Institute has identified 40 assets. 20 are internal, 20 are external. And so what is so important is that if we can teach how do you build these assets, we can start changing lives. Now, we go into the prisons and we do this very same experience. Because I go into the prisons and say, what did we do last year? Well, gee, we did this thing and you had all these cups out there. They remembered. Now, when the winds of life, are we all going to have winds of life? All day long. We are all going to have winds of life. Not all of them, certainly not everybody in incarceration. But, you know, across America, 1 in 35 Americans have been incarcerated in their lifetime. 1 in 35. And 72% of children of prisoners are going to prison. So if we don't do something, and I'm going to ask the question that I ask everywhere I go, how many of you want your kids to go to prison? Come on, raise your hand. Come on, I want to see those hands up. I'm hearing a laugh. I hear the laugh. I have never, ever across the world, and I've asked this question across the world, do you want your kids to go to prison? I've never seen a hand go up. But if you don't do something to help them, and 72% of children of prisoners, and my 4 boys are the son of a prisoner. That means 3 of my 4 boys should be in prison right now, and they are not. And they are not because I grew up in a Leave It to Beaver world where I didn't know about assets when I was growing up. But I grew up when I learned about these and found out I had all 40 of those things. Now, remember that bingo game that we played? Pull that bingo game out of your pocket. And I make up this bingo game because these are ways that you could build these assets. And you remember that, that's right, because these are ways that you can do this and you can strengthen your family. So now we've got these 40 assets. What are you doing to build them? What is strong in your family? And how can you teach these to your children? What did we just do? Tell me a couple things that we've already done that are on this list.
Have dinner together.
We ate dinner together. Okay, what else did we do?
Great game.
We played games. What else?
Positive values, caring.
Positive values. We expressed positive values and caring. Thank you. People have useful roles. Was everybody valued when they came in? Everybody helped set the table and got the food out and helped clear the table.
Said grace to believe in a power greater than ourselves.
Well, okay, and we said grace. It's appropriate to teach and say thanks. Bev? Creative activities, and we're going to do a whole bunch more. So, okay, and look at everybody that's running around here in these shirts. What's number 3 there? Other caring adults. We need other caring adults in our lives. Our kids need other caring adults. We need people that care about us, that when we can't go to our parents with something, we can turn to somebody else. Positive family communication. Didn't we all talk together around the dinner table? And we do this every single week. So every week, and then also look at your placemat, turn it over, and you will see that what we list in the middle of the placemat are ways to build some of those assets. So this becomes a lesson plan. So I don't want you to throw these placemats away. I want you to take them home with you, and you can talk things over with your friends, your family, and people even at work. Okay, now we're going to try another exercise. Now I'm going to ask that somebody that is wearing blue at your table, any kind of blue, I don't care, come on up, grab a piece of paper and a piece of tape off the wall. Somebody in blue, come on and grab paper and a piece of tape. Now, your job as a table unit is to build the biggest structure that you could build out of this newspaper in the next 2 minutes. And now you may talk to one another, you may look at other tables, and you may observe, and let's communicate in a healthy way to build the biggest pyramid that you could build. On your mark, get set, go.
Should we spread it like this, or just keep it together?
Not necessarily you keep it together. You make a tube. And then you make another tube a little tighter that will fit within the other tube.
So do we want this one to be kind of loose, the base?
Yeah, loosen the base. And then you could even put it. We'll put that one at the top.
Yeah, so make this one tighter.
We have a bunch of tape. We have a bunch of tape.
Make this tighter.
So it's kind of wider. Now
Well, if we use tape,
yeah, we have tape.
we can use just a couple pieces.
So we need prongs at the base. How about
We need a couple legs.
Sit down, okay. No touching, no touching. Okay. Withholding, we've got, oh. Oh, another one fell over. Now, I'm impressed with what we've got here, but this is pretty impressive over here. Okay, so what did you guys, do we have some engineers over here? Civil engineer. There you go, that's right. Okay, so, so teamwork. Did you guys work together as a team?
yes.
Okay, and you told everybody what to do, and was somebody kind of took leadership over here?
We started adding stuff.
Yeah.
It started adding. Okay, yours is still standing, and it's leaning, but Leaning Tower of Pisa is still leaning too, still standing. Okay, what did you guys learn over here? Work together. Yeah. Trust each other. And you guys over here, this is really, and I kind of like that feather top off to the top. Temporary sculpture. Ah, from the paper folding, and it maybe it's balancing or something. Okay, and you guys over here have kind of a bulky bottom, but you scrolled it up like a flame coming up. Yeah, and that's still, it's holding up. And you guys, it fell over, but you had a good idea. And I see they're building a cup at the bottom to hold their legs. Now, newspaper is not very, very secure, is it? But how was this exercise, how did this work versus the other one with the newspaper where you couldn't talk? Bev?
Listen, we started as a group to do one thing, and it wasn't really coming together. So we looked around people around us who were having success and said, let's try to adopt what we see them doing.
So looking and observing and copying. You know, I always say copying is the best form of flattery that I could imagine. Anybody that wants to copy anything I'm doing, I'm thrilled. Because that means that they think I'm doing something right. So you watched what they were doing over there, and you said, hey, good idea. You guys had started doing your prongs. Were you looking over there, or you were just independent on your own? And you guys, were you looking at each other? Yours kind of look, no? No, they were independent thinkers. Okay, but when you can observe, when you can get ideas from other people, Is there anything wrong with that? No, it's actually a really good thing, right? Now, if we were going to do this exercise again, since that has held up and you all were given equal amounts of tape, because it wouldn't be fair to give one group a whole roll of tape and somebody else 6 inches, right? You got to give people equal opportunity. But maybe if we were going to do it again, you might look over there and say, oh, wow, that worked and it's still standing over there. So again, do we learn from each other? The point of this is communication, learning from each other. Okay, we're going to do another exercise. I want everybody as quickly as possible. I'm going to time this. We are going to see from short to tall and no talking. You cannot talk. Everybody in the room. Now, Henry has to be in his wheelchair. So he's going to be pretty short in the wheelchair, right? You mark, get set, go. You could spread out around the room, spread out around the room. If you're tall, go over here. We're going to need to go way over there. Yolanda, everybody in the room. Dora, they'll clean all that stuff up. Just let it be. Don't take their stuff. Come on, get in the exercise. Here comes Henry. No talking. Clock is ticking. Okay, Henry, sit down and let's see where you fit in here. Scoot over, I'll push you. Here we go. Okay, maybe right in here. Oh, you guys get to sit by Henry. Come on out, guys. Come on out here. Okay, are we all done? People are still moving. Let's see what we got here. Who's been clocking it? According to that, we're 1 minute and 40 seconds. Arnold's still walking. You better help him. He needs some help here. Okay, and we got a little one, but that's okay. She could run. Okay, 1 minute and 54 seconds. Okay, how difficult was this? If you had been able to talk, would it have been easier? Okay, what I was doing with the kids is I was patting their heads. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, trying to line them up by size. So as adults, how did you do it? Just kind of eyeball and try to figure out? Now let's kind of look around the room and see if we kind of have this. You're a little taller. Okay, but pretty much, we're still changing. Okay, Gary, I think you'd be on this side. Okay, all right. And Alfredo's holding down the end over here. Okay, but do you see that if we could have done this by talking, setting up a leader in advance, if I had said, given more instruction, better instruction, but I think we did pretty well with the kids over here, but it would have gone faster, wouldn't it? So again, if we could communicate, if we could watch, if we could see what other people are doing and being able to interact with them and say, Arnold, hurry, get over here. You belong over here, because Arnold took another 15 seconds trying to figure out where he fit in. And if you could have told him, Arnold, I think you go over here, that could have helped, right? So we're going to do an oval. So first of all, turn face in. It'll be easier. Face in. Take the hand of the person next to you. Come on in closer. And then I'll tell you what I want you to do. Then I want you to turn around. Okay, now, everybody face out. I want everybody to face out. Now I want you to take the hand of the person next to you. And on this one, you may talk as much as you want. Now, the team's job is you cannot let go of hands. And I want you all to swing around to where you're facing me in the middle. And this can be done, but you cannot let go of hands. So talk to each other. Okay, now Mary, I think if you listen to what Mary is going to tell us, we might learn something from Mary. Mary, do you want to say what you were just saying?
I'm starting, I'm going to turn to the right, and you'll do the same thing. You'll do the same thing.
Let's see. Arnold, turn to the right. Turn to the right.
The other way. Your other right.
This way. Pull.
I think he has difficulty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he might have. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yay, you got it. Okay. Other way, right. There you. No, you're wrong way. You got to go the other way. Here you go. Under. Yeah, lift it up. You got to work together. Lift it up.
Lift it up.
Wrong way. Turn to the right. Turn to the right. Turn to the right.
Turn.
Why am I?
You got to turn to the right. Yeah, lift.
You're out the right.
Yeah.
Well, then you try. That's okay. We're forward.
Okay, as long as you're all going the same way. Okay, there you go.
Ladies are killing me.
Okay, I think you're all getting the idea.